So this is the Caddx Walksnail Avatar VRX, and this is the least expensive way to get into HD FPV. If you've been holding out, it's a pretty awesome option, and it's starting about $220. Stay tuned, I'll tell you all about this guy and how you can get into FPV digitally. Okay, so Caddx Walksnail Avatar VRX. This is the receiver that you connect to a pair of existing goggles via an HDMI cable. Now this cable came with it, which is really kind of nice. Then you power it up. They give you this barrel connector. It's a split because you have to power your goggles and you have to power this module separately. And then it'll run off a 2S to a 6S battery. Check that. We can only use a 2S to 5S, not a 6S. Sorry. I've connected to my SkyZone goggles, but what a lot of people are doing is they're actually connecting it to their hdzero, right? If I connect it to my SkyZone, I can do analog or I can do Avatar. If I connect it to my hdzeros, I have 3 different options. You know, that's really up to you. It's gonna work with any goggle that can do 720 or 1080. So you can get the picture in 1080, 60 frames a second, or 720, 60 frames a second, or 100 frames a second. That's pretty cool. So something definitely to consider. Now it does have 2 built-in patch antennas right here on the front, and it does come with 2 small little stubby antennas, but I've opted to upgrade to these Foxeer Lollipop 4 Pluses. They're just a little bit taller. They do a lot better than the antennas that come with it. There's a little joystick here on the right to help you with the menu. We have a couple of buttons here as well. So there's a bind button here to connect to your VTX. There's an SD card here so you can record the video that you're seeing in the goggles, but one of the beautiful things about the Walksnail system is I can record right on these units, right on this VTX. And there's a lot of different VTX options. So you can get this, right? This unit here for $220. That's a pretty good deal, especially if you're already into FPV. You don't have to buy a whole new set of goggles for $600, $700, $800. You just spend $200, attach it to your goggles, and you're already halfway there. You're also going to want to buy a VTX unit to go with it if you're going to build your quads. I've already put this on a couple of different ones. It was most recently on this Cinewhoop. I thought it'd be fun to have it on a Cinewhoop, but I blew an ESC, so that's a me problem. But I think next I'm going to put it on my 7-inch here, just because this HD video is so nice. But one of the things that really is pretty cool about HD video is it even will work on something as small as a tiny whoop. I have 1S boards made by Caddx or Walksnail or fatshark. They're all kind of working together for this system, and it is fantastic. This is what I enjoy flying most, these little tiny whoops, and it's great to finally be able to fly this around my house with crystal clear video. It's awesome. Plus, it also records the video on board this, and I can stabilize it with gyro flow. So this essentially becomes, yeah, a Cinewhoop, the world's smallest little Cinewhoop right here with Walksnail VTX. Now I've already done a video kind of comparing this to hdzero DJI, and I feel it's kind of outdated already because companies like Caddx, DJI, hdzero, they're already making their products better. So the video coming out of these things, even better than it was a year ago when I made that video. So I'm gonna remake that video later this summer. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. But hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that as well. I'm also gonna do a video on how to stabilize this video with GyroFlow. It's a free, easy to use software where you can kind of stabilize your FPV footage. So it's looking a little bit more professional. Take away some of those shakes and moves that you really didn't want and smooth out that video so it looks better. You're gonna kind of have to decide which video system you want if you're going HD, and this Walksnail has some really clear advantages. Or let's talk about hdzero right now, right? So yeah, you could buy a similar module and put it on your goggles. I actually took it off of these for hdzero. It's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit bulkier, and the picture quality isn't going to be as nice. You get a little bit better latency with hdzero. But if you're flying freestyle, you're flying around the house, you might want that better quality. So that's something you have to decide. There's also the DJI option, and this is the Vista unit. This is a Vista unit, and you can see my Walksnail unit is, well, a little bit bigger, but definitely a little bit thinner. And I find that that is the aspect that you really want. You want something nice and thin that's going to fit in your quad. Plus, you can't record onto the Vista unit, so you're only getting what's going to your goggles, where with this Walksnail, you can do either. It's nice that you can buy the VRX unit with a camera VTX at a small discount. They have packages just over $200, I think, and $20, all the way up to about $300, depending on which VTX unit you're looking for and what your needs are. So definitely some different options, and you don't have to spend a bajillion dollars to get into HD FPV anymore. Now, there is the DJI option, but you know, their stuff is so proprietary that eliminates a lot of people right off the bat, plus super expensive. So, you know, you gotta have to consider some of those things. Anyway, I'll be making more Walksnail content in the future, as well as hdzero, DJI, and yes, some analog stuff as well. So if you haven't subscribed already, consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you're thinking about going professional, you'll need a Part 107. And I basically built an entire curriculum, study guide, all of that stuff for you. And that's for our Patreons. A couple of free videos for everybody. Make sure you check the link in the description below if you're interested in that. Anyway, good luck everyone, and happy flying.